Hi, I'm Dr. Doug. Welcome to the show. Today we're back with Rose. Welcome to the show, Rose.
Thank you.
Tell us, will you review with us what you came onto the show to change in your life?
Yes, I thought I was coming on to clear up some things that had to do with a lot of different accidents or mishaps that I had had from doctors and different healthcare providers, and I ended up very seriously ill after each time I would go. So I wanted.
And those were some holistic doctors on top of it, wasn't
Oh,
it?
definitely. Definitely. They were all basically. They were all holistic.
Yeah, they were all.
So yes, they were all holistic doctors, and I got seriously injured, and I came to clear that up because I'm still suffering the effects 20 years later from some of these treatments.
Mm-hmm. That's a long time. Now, as I recall, one of the things that we learned as we were working through this process with you was that you might have felt pain or injury from the doctors.
Yes.
But what was really creating the pain was
the other situations that were behind all that.
Right. Deeply suppressed emotions.
Yes, deeply.
And experiences that those treatments actually brought to the surface.
Yes.
But didn't clear out of your system, that were for many years before any interface with those doctors.
Yes.
And they were just trying to help you to improve your symptoms, but these causes were activated.
Yes, they were.
These deeply repressed feelings and experiences from your childhood.
Yeah, I was getting on a train with my mother and my siblings, and my father was waving goodbye, and my mother was leaving him. And for some reason, I had suppressed that for years. And the feeling of watching my father crying down below on the platform, and us leaving, and realizing this separation,
Yes.
that just came to me while I was sitting here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that. So we check that out? Because we'll just do a little muscle test right here and just hold this up and just think of the blue sky, so that's nice and neutral. Good, it's nice and strong. And now think about watching your father cry as your mother was leaving him and you were on the train with her. And hold this up. And so we can see that that's a reactive thought. Her thought of that, which is a memory, because it happened a long time ago, short circuits this arm and these muscles, and so they stop working. So that thought could short circuit any cell of her body, any organ or function of your body. So I think we should take a look at that today and clear that out. I want you to think about that experience with the train pulling away from your father with tears in his eyes as your mother was leaving him, and obviously you were leaving him too on the train. Unbeknownst to you, is that correct?
Yes.
So feel that and feel that. Good. So that totally is still affecting you physically, mentally, emotionally, and showing up as what you bring into your life. That separated feelings keep coming up over and over again with people. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So what I found when I checked your body, that it's a loss of happiness. So take a deep breath in and bring your eyes up and think the feelings 7, happiness. Closed eyes and up. That's right. So what happens in our life when we have a negative experience, it records in the memory of our body. Then our body is going to react and respond to that. Likewise, we're going to start creating an attractor force with that thought, with that memory. And it's going to start bringing problems into our life, like money problems or relationship problems or self-esteem problems. So what we're doing when we give a number and a word, which is a feeling, this is helping to reprogram the memory to respond in a new way, to respond with relaxation, with love, with joy, rather than the negativity that downgrades our life and our health. Yes. Think about that experience and we'll check all of your energy zones called the chakras. Good. I believe it can be healed and resolved. Ooh. She thinks, I believe it can be healed and resolved, that experience. So you don't believe it.
And all of a sudden, I saw this picture of myself with my mother and my siblings on a train waving goodbye to my father, and my mother was leaving him because of unfaithfulness. And I remember being a child watching my father crying. I had such a feeling of despair and separation and grief, and oh my goodness, my whole world had just shattered, and I was leaving my dad, who I adored. And that came to me while I was sitting there. And then as Dr. Doug we worked together on this, I realized that all these feelings stayed with me. And then I created relationships in my present that kept recreating this experience. So I'm now able to feel joy and happiness, letting go of all that past negativity that just permeated my emotions constantly. So it feels very good.
All right, take a deep breath in and hold it. Think one sex. Closed eyes and up. How your father was having, he was unfaithful. That was your mother's opinion, or was that a factual?
Factual.
So whether it's factual or imagined, the feeling didn't happen to her, but she took on the feelings of this. One sex, being bushwhacked around sex. Marriage, relationship, being a woman. They absorbed it from her mother. So energetics, one sex. Energetics, one sex. Because this feeling has gone down her family lineage of her mother for generations. Probably the same type of experience as well. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. What do you know? As well as that experience with your father being made healed and resolved. Great. You choose it. So you're not choosing it. So you keep on choosing the same type of men over and over again.
That's
or the
true.
Same type of situations.
Yes.
Yes. So I choose this pattern to heal, resolve, and change now. Think that.
What I learned also was that I was being programmed by all these experiences and making choices from the past, negativity and emotions. And that's where my very bad choices came from. And I didn't realize, but I just kept recreating these things. And now I feel like I'm empowered and that I can make these choices with relationships, on all levels, because I'm empowered now to make those decisions coming from a better place, not from past programming. And that's what I learned. I don't need to do that anymore. I can come from a power center.
When you change the pattern at the subconscious level in the cell, you change your life. You change the way things show up in your life, because we've all heard the expression, what you put out there comes back to you. What are you putting out there from your subconsciousness that's bringing you everything you have in your life? Everything that shows up is self-created. When we can take responsibility for that, then we have the power to have our life show up differently. And that's being totally empowered.